Welcome to my channel Daily Bulletin News. Bobby issues a warning to Marlena and Stephanie, and Kayla reveals the cause of Channel's miscarriage. Bearing flowers, Kate visits Abby at home. She asks how Paulina and Channel are doing. Abby reports that Paulina blames herself for the miscarriage. She's at the hospital right now, trying to find some answers. At the hospital, Paulina pleads with Kayla to tell her Channel's miscarriage wasn't her fault. Kayla is happy to look at Channel's chart, but she can't discuss it without Channel's consent. In Channel's hospital room, she tells Johnny she had a dream about being at their baby shower. They were so happy. But then she woke up and realized they'll never know if their baby was a boy or girl. They'll never hold them in their arms. Johnny tearfully crawls onto the bed to hold his sobbing wife. At her townhouse, Marlena tells Stephanie that Bobby is still in control of Everett. Bobby has been protecting him most of his life, which is why it's hard to break through. She agrees with the Bayview staff that someone who knows Everett might be able to help. Since they don't know anything about his family, Stephanie is their best bet. Stephanie agrees to do anything she can to help. When Steve comes to the police station, Jada regretfully says she has to book him on a felony. Steve asks if the deal Justin is working on for him fell through. Jada explains the plea deal is still a possibility, but because he confessed to a crime, she has no choice but to formally book him. She warns he could face 5 years in prison. In Channel's room, Johnny gets a call from the Hollywood director, who is very kind, but informs Johnny he had to replace him. After hanging up, Johnny assures Channel the only place he wants to be is there with her. At Abby's place, Kate pitches the idea of producing a scripted TV show together. She recites her experience in the industry, but Abby wonders where he fits in. She thinks after running the Salem PD and the mayor's office, it'll be child's play. She knows there will be a learning curve, but they make a wonderful team, and she misses working with him. Abby misses it too, and asks for more details. Kate says Will suggested they find a project they're both passionate about. Abby tells her he's hooked on Body and Soul. She laughs over the silly soap opera, but Abby defends the genre. He shows her some of his recorded episodes, which convinces her they should produce their own soap. In the interrogation room, Steve recounts to Jada how Clyde double-crossed him at the airfield after he broke him out of prison. Then Goldman knocked him out and they fought. Jada turns off the recorder to tell him, off the record, that his story is BS. She assumes Ava helped him, but Steve insists she didn't. Jada can prove that 2 people in hazmat suits got Clyde to safety during the chemical spill. He was one of them. Was the other John? Steve scoffs, of course not. Johnny wheels Channel to the hospital lobby, where they run into Paulina. Paulina tells a scowling Channel how much she loves her and will regret what happened for the rest of her life. Channel coldly tells Johnny she wants to go home. Kayla joins them. After getting Channel's consent to talk freely, she explains that Channel's miscarriage wasn't due to radiation exposure. She had a partial molar pregnancy, which happens at conception. The fetus wasn't viable from the very beginning, which means she was always going to lose her baby. With tears streaming down her face, Channel embraces Paulina. She's so sorry for blaming her. Paulina assures her there's no need to apologize. Kayla wants to monitor Channel for a couple of months, but Paulina says the newlyweds are moving away. Channel informs her mother they've decided to stay in Salem. Marlena and Stephanie come to Bobby's hospital room as he works out. He tells them to get the hell out of there. Stephanie tries to draw Everett out, but Bobby tells her to shut up. He accuses her of abandoning Everett when things got tough. He does what it takes to protect Everett from people like her. He finds her desperate, pathetic, and unattractive. Stephanie wants to hear that from Everett. She forcefully grabs him, demanding he let Everett out. Rattled by her actions, Stephanie backs off. Marlena says this isn't working, so they should go. Marlena tells Bobby that Everett will never be free and safe until he confronts his own issues. Bobby counters that Everett has only made it this far because of him. If they keep pushing, no one will ever see Everett again. At the apartment, Abby and Kate discuss the soap opera industry and how filming in LA isn't an option. Kate says they'll shoot it in Salem with her money and hit up investors. They need to do research before they commit, but they're really excited. After Steve is booked, he and Jada have it out before he leaves for his bail hearing.